Good evening and welcome everybody out there in Cable Land. I'm Bill Polchinski and you're watching You're the Expert on the Extra Help channel. That's right, You're the Expert. That's where guests appear on our program. We wrap them up in newspapers. We put them in big cartons and fill them, cover them over with styrofoam chips, and then we ship them to other countries. Oh no, I'm sorry, that would be You're the Export. That's silly, forget that. Well, we got a great show for you tonight, and it's like summer outside again. In fact, I was driving down Deer Park Avenue today, and a lot of these fast food restaurants, they hire high school students to come out there and attract business in. So I go past this chicken fast food restaurant, and they have a student out there dressed as a chicken, waving to people as they're driving by. So I wave back. A little further down the road, they have a fast food seafood restaurant, and they have another high school student dressed as a fish, and the fish waves to me, and I wave as I go by. And a little further down the road, they had a fast food hamburger restaurant, and they had two students in a horse costume. Okay, anyway, lots of funny comedy jokes tonight. The Pope is in town, His Holiness John Paul II, and I just had to say this. The commercialism, the merchandising, the souvenirs, I think they're crossing the line. The T-shirts are okay. The pins, the badges are okay. The bumper stickers are okay. But I saw on TV today they had a soft drink stand, and somebody went up there and ordered Coca-Cola, and I thought that's crossing the line. So watch it out there, and watch it in here, because let me tell you about our show tonight. It's going to be lots of fun. It's chock full of lots of fun stuff. First up, Joe Micchio. Educational games. He invented a game called Quick Chess, and I tell you, he really puts the moves on, and he's going to show us how to play chess and make it look easy and have lots of fun with that. Then Chris Ambages from the American Guitar Museum in New Hyde Park is going to be out here, and we're going to look at some of the guitar collection on videotape, and he's going to bring a guitar in the studio, and I have my guitar in the studio, and we're going to rock out with our bad selves just a little bit. And then Judy Caston will be up showing us how to make old picture frames look new. And she was showing me some of the stuff that she does with picture frames that you can buy in yard sales and, pick out of people's garbage cans and make great-looking picture frames from otherwise pieces of junk. So we're going to see how to do that, and that's all coming up tonight. Right now, let's look at our photo of the week. We have, holy smokes, look at those guys. That looks like a motorcycle deal of sorts, and those guys are either chia pets or they're covered with mud. So if you have a caption, what either one of those guys is saying, a caption for the photo, give us a call, give us a fax. Our phone number is 1-800-EXT-HELP, and our fax number is area code 516-596-0715. Give us a call, give us a fax, and if you have a caption, let us know on the air here, and if we pick your caption, we send you out a Cablevision T-shirt in your size. You can't beat this. This is live TV. Okay, and now, that's our photo of the week, and now it's time for our tip of the week. And our tip of the week this week is from Chuck Berg, my old buddy Chuck Berg, and his home repair show, which is seen on the Extra Help channel Thursday night, 8 p.m., and here is his tip of the week. Take window screens down and put storm windows in. Well, obviously not today. It's, close to 90 degrees, and it'd be silly. But actually, the weather is eventually going to get colder. So what you want to do is get those screens down and put your storm windows up. And if the screens need repair, do it now. So in the spring, when it starts getting hot and you wish it wasn't so hot and you wish you had some ventilation in your house, you could just put those screens right back on there, fresh coat of paint on them, and you'll be off and running, and it'll be good as new, and you'll have a wonderful, cool, ventilated spring. That's our home repair tip of the week on You're the Expert. I just wanted to say, those of you watching us on split screen with the Yankee game, go Yankees. Tonight's the night. Sweep in Seattle, sweepless in Seattle. And I want to welcome all our new viewers who switched over this week from Court TV. That's very nice of you. Nice to have you aboard. And this is sort of your trial viewing of our show. So we're going to take a little break, and we're going to be back with our first guest, Joe Micchio, on You're the Expert. How do I know? It says it right there.
Life. You're born, you're all potential like a blank slate. You get to fill it any way you want. Nah, you're a canvas. Yeah, you're like a brand new canvas you can go wild on. Maybe you're more like a lump of clay that can be molded into anything. Well, the idea is simple. Fill up your life. Just keep drugs out of it, huh? After all, your life is the only whatever you got. It's a life or drugs situation.
$400 for the cake.
The Jacksons came all that way.
$35 a head times 150 people. $1,200 for the band.
Everyone had such a good time.
Nobody even danced.
10 years ago, Jim Pratt only had a 60% chance of surviving his cancer.
The ceremony was so beautiful.
$250 for the limo. Did you see a limo?
But thanks to 80 years of cancer research,
Did you see how happy she was?
he now has more important things to worry about.
Yeah. I wouldn't have missed it.
The American Cancer Society. We offer hope.
With all the uncertainty in the world these days, it's no wonder that even the most established families can suddenly find themselves in a tough balancing act. That's why for more than 100 years, the Salvation Army has stood at the ready with short-term assistance, no matter what personal or civic disaster has befallen us. Which should be a comforting thought for your family, knowing there's one organization you can always fall back on.
Hello and welcome back to You're the Expert. I'm your host, Bill Polchinski, and you can call us live if you have any questions or if you have a caption for our photo of the week. Give us a call or give us a fax. Phone number is 1-800-EXT-HELP, or fax number is 516, area code 596-0715. Give us a call, give us a fax on You're the Expert. My first guest is here with us tonight, and he is a former fishing party boat captain, a former New York City policeman, a current New York City firefighter. This guy just can't hold down a job. It's Joe Micchio. Welcome, Joe. How are you?
Good to be here, Bill.
Good to have you here, and welcome to our program. And you invented a great game, an educational game, a fun game. It's called Quick Chess, and it's, well, tell us how you got started with this. This was an accident, I understand.
Yes, I'm not the greatest chess player in the world, which what happened was a friend of mine asked me to make something to show her kids how to play chess. And I said to myself, what were the things that confused me when I was a kid? And I threw them to the side, and I made this little chessboard with one of each piece, modified the rules a bit, actually didn't change them, scaled them back, and introduced them one at a time to add on to the game. So in other words, what we ended up with was a smaller chessboard with one of each piece.
Can I hold this up there and show the camera? This is like abbreviated chess. Unbelievable.
Well, what happened?
Small board, easy to carry. You can stick this right in your pocket.
It's waterproof, and the pieces are crush-proof. It's great for kids. What you have is you have one of every piece, and you have 5 pawns. So in other words, for kids, when you look at a big chessboard setup, right, this is a circle, and this is designed to confuse you. This is designed
Chess
to make it
confuses
easy.
me enough.
Okay. But on a big chessboard, you have doubles of the pieces, a lot of pieces. It's very confusing looking. When you look at it on the smaller board here, it doesn't look intimidating. It's colorful, it's neat, it's fun looking. And as a matter of fact, it doesn't even look like it can hold the challenge.
Yeah.
Frankly, when I drew the board up, I didn't expect it to work as a game. I just thought it would be easy to show the kids how the pieces move. I was shocked, and I was like, wait a second. You know, this thing was holding a challenge. Yeah. So, I mean, one thing led to the next. Few teachers called up, and they ended up using it in the schools, local newspapers, television stations. We ended up building a whole company around it. Now it's sold all over the country, even in other parts of the world. And New York City schools uses it, Long Island schools uses it, and Josh Waiskin, the fine young man who they made the movie Searching for Bobby Fischer about, is our national spokesperson now, and he absolutely loves the game. But also, it's the only patented chess teaching system there is. Besides the game, once we got into it, I realized that parents wanted their kids to play a fun game like chess, as opposed to all these video games and they're killing each other and everything. So what we did was we wrote stories, named the characters, Robot the Rook, Bubba the Bishop, Nifty the Knight, Peppy the Pawn.
Are these names based on people you met when you were a New York City policeman?
Well,
hey, come here, Nifty the Knight. We're taking you in. No.
Well, it's funny to bring that up. No, actually, Peppy. Peppy was a friend of mine. We grew up
Peppy?
Yeah.
Now, you said educational in the classroom. How is chess used as a teaching tool? I know some high schools have chess teams. And how do you work it into the classroom?
Well, a lot of teachers use it for strategic thinking, analytical thinking, problem solving, reasoning, and chess is well known to be used for that. As a matter of fact, in New Jersey, they've passed legislation putting it in the classroom. The teachers can use it in their curriculum if they choose. In New York, there's legislation pending also, and that's something that's happening all over the country, and a lot of schools use it. With quick chess, what it allows a teacher to do is it's a 10-minute game, it's a 5-minute game, 15 minutes at most. Kids really bang out the moves fast. And the thing is, it fits onto the desk, it fits into time allotments, and the bells don't go off and half a game is over with and they have to leave in the middle of the game. Kids like it. And boys and girls can compete on equal levels where the boys can't rough the girls up. And, you know, it's good to see some of the girls look on the boys, you know?
So they're learning these educational skills, plus they're learning to play chess.
Yes, absolutely.
In a very fun kind of way. And I can see where the teacher would use this strategically, especially if she's getting spitballs thrown at her. She could stay like this, like that. Then.
If you want to have a little fun, we'll
could also wear this as a chess protector.
That's right.
Yep. Silly. Now, what's the difference between chess and checkers?
Oh, okay, all right. One of the things we do in the classroom, you ready for a little demonstration? We'll come out
sure.
over here?
Can we come out here?
Okay, let's come out over here. We'll take this square.
Yep.
We'll put you right over there. Okay, we'll put this chess and checkers only for young kids. It's a little confusing. They try and jump the pieces or whatever. We're going to start off with what we do in the classroom a lot of times. Okay, let's forget about chess and checkers right now. Just concentrate on me. This is my square.
Right.
So, my square?
Your square.
It's a cool square. I got it. You don't.
Okay, I want it.
I'm not giving it to you.
I want it, though.
How are you going to get it?
I'm a non-violent guy, but if I really wanted it, I'd just go like this, and then I would take
He has
square.
my square, but you got to watch out for... Oh,
Hey, pushing the host.
Wait, so he knocked me off my square. That's how you got my square. Okay, but of course when we're in school with kids, we hold our arm out, you know, be gentle with them. We can't let kids do that to each other. Now the next thing is, okay, Bill, when I say 3, all right, when I say 3, I want you, okay, I got to say 1 and 2 first.
Okay.
I want you to jump right over me and land right over there. Don't land on the guitar though. Okay? Ready? 1.
I'm going to jump over you?
Of course.
All
Ready?
right,
1,
watch this.
2, 3. What?
Oh, wait. Studio floor is a little
Wait a second.
sticky.
Oh, I know what went wrong. You're not riding a horse. You're not riding a horse.
I left the horse parked outside in the parking lot.
So what do we know? If you're not riding a horse, you can't.
I can't jump over you.
You can't
no
jump
way.
over me. Okay, so let's say if you were riding a horse.
Yes.
All right. Now, you were to take your horse and you go woo, boop, land over there. Right.
Yeah.
Do I have to go anywhere?
Well, you'd have to duck, but you really don't have to move off your square if that's what you're asking me.
Right. No, I could stay on my square. You can jump over me all day long, right? What if you landed on me with the horse?
You'd be flattened.
Messy scene. But that's the thing with chess, all right? You want to get somebody square, you got to knock them off. It's not like checkers. If you're not riding a horse, you can't jump over them.
Right.
But if you are riding a horse and you jump over them, you don't have to go anywhere, right?
That's right.
Makes sense. You don't hit them, you don't go anywhere.
That's right. But in the game of chess, we actually don't jump over anyone.
Only the knight.
Oh, that's right.
And
the
the
knight
knight?
does. The knight can
We
go
zoom
over
in
2
on the knight.
and over 1.
The knight's a horse, and the knight rides a horse, and that's the only one who can jump.
Look at that.
Okay.
Hence the horse analogy.
Yes, the knight rides a horse.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So that's the difference between checkers and chess.
Yeah, and that's a premise, an easy way for people to remember, you know, kids to remember, once they go through that. And the way we've designed the
Shall we go back there again?
Let's come on back, yeah.
Come on back. Come on back.
One of the things we did with the quick chess teaching system is instead of making it a dry type of
Hold this up for you.
a run for people to have to learn how every piece moves before you can have fun, you want to have fun right away, right?
Sure.
Okay, so what we did was, we have a little story here with chess characters, and right now it's a paragraph-style story with Robot the Rook and Bubba the Bishop. Starting in November, it's coming out in a coloring book format with real chess action heroes.
Ooh.
Yeah, where the kids get to learn how the pieces move. And we did a little firefighter twist. We didn't give them weapons, no Power Ranger stuff. Or
Firefighting tools. Can we take a look at some of the characters over on the benches? Because you created all these characters, you gave them the names, and you described them. We're looking at King Chesstar. Now, yeah, tell us a little bit about King Chesstar over there.
Okay, funny enough, another firefighter and I got together and we created them. And King Chesstar, in chess, the king can only go one step. So if you look at the king here, he doesn't look like he can run far and fast. He's a pretty solid guy. But
Got
the king,
one foot out.
The king can go one step in any direction, and he looks like that. Also, if you look on his chest, he's got the cross sign, which the king wears. Now, if you were to skip on over to the bishop,
Okay.
the bishop does diagonals. Let's look at the bishop's feet. What does he have there?
He's got rollerblades, inline skates.
Inline skates. So he zips on them diagonals. Instead of giving him a cone head or a conical type of a hat, we gave him a cowl. Instead of making him a religious figure, we made him a little more universal and more of a mystical type of a wizard type of a guy.
And you created these characters all yourself?
Yes, well, I created the design of them. I had another firefighter who's the artist who actually did the artwork, and without him, we would not have been able to really do as nice a job as we did. The guy was wonderful. I did my little scribblings and told him how I wanted the characters, the aura I wanted them to present, and he made that happen.
So you do this as part of your fire department, and he did the rough draft, and you do the back draft. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That'll be it. I won't say any more silly things. Robot the Rook?
Robot the Rook. If you look, this is a Halligan tool. It's used for forcible entry, and of course he's got the rook symbol on him.
When you say forcible entry, you mean in the event of a fire, not for breaking and entering purposes.
Right. When you have to get into a house to save somebody's life, you're not worried about the lock.
No.
You should try the doorknob first before you break it, though. But you have on his chest, you see the rook symbol, but also on the characters. For the kids, and we gave the rook a flat top and everything. The kids imprint. They recognize the symbol as a Superman symbol.
Yep.
And if you move down along over here, if you look,
can you get in that close on there?
Or on the tips of his shoes, there's little crisscross signs here. All right, the chess pieces are moving on their own. All right, the little crisscross, which indicate how the rook moves. He has this symbol. We call it MOs, modus operandi.
Yeah.
If you want to swing on over to the king, you can see his MO, and he's got him on his arm.
He can go in any direction.
Any direction, but only one step.
One step, and that's why his foot is out. So we have showing that he can only take one step at a time.
Right. And if you look, you like family values. See the wedding bands here between the and married.
That's nice.
That's right, of course. So if you go on down to the knight, you see the knight obviously rides a horse, and the knight can jump. We have these two L's facing into each other, which show how the knight moves. Now the kids really like that. They like the characters. They're into the little subtleties. We didn't make them look like overgrown chess pieces.
Nope.
You wouldn't start to notice it until we start to point out the things, and the kids jump on it right away.
And you didn't make them video game type power killer creatures. You made them friendly, positive role models.
Positive
and
role
also
models.
90s role models, because Nifty the Knight is
A female.
a female knight.
That's it.
How do you like that?
Yeah, when you open the helmet, all that hair comes out. That's a nice woman. And the most powerful chess piece on the board is the queen. And
Queen Inja.
Queen Inja, right? And so we call them the champions of the galaxy. And right now we're in the process of putting together a computer game featuring the characters that the kids actually learn how the pieces move by manipulating the characters and trying to score points.
Wow.
We've got the top, one of the top computer companies in the world, chess computer companies, working on it.
Can we look at the pawns on the other bench? We have Peppy and the Power Pawns.
Peppy and the Power Pawns. These are the more serious. These are the more right here. Peppy and the Power Pawns are the more fun characters, and they don't carry guns. They carry little fire hoses with water backpacks and little pike hooks, which are used for opening the walls so they can get water in.
So you're really doing this fire department thing up.
Well, kids need positive role models.
Absolutely,
and,
sure.
What we have with these characters, with Quick Chess, the kids are learning how to play chess with them. And when we had the paragraph-style story, they were begging, when are you making the characters? So we made the characters. And the kids love them. They love firefighting. They don't carry weapons, they carry tools of rescue. And in the comic book, and actually we'll be working, we have a former director from Mattel who's now working with us on this, and he saw the characters. These are great role models. It's the alter egos of firefighters in the firehouse who love playing chess.
Kids love firemen.
And they merge with the chess pieces.
Firefighters.
Firefighters. I have a female firefighter in my house. She's going to be a boss very shortly. Too.
All right.
Very good. Matter of fact, we modeled the queen after her.
Very nice. Queen Inja.
Queen Inja,
is based on reality.
That's right.
That's great. Were you out at any of the brush fires at all?
No, we were protecting the city, but our chief from our firehouse went out there also. A few other companies in the area went out there.
All right. Can we go back over there? We want to take a look at the circular chest there because we've come full circle over here. So we're just wandering around the studio having lots of fun. Ta-ta-ta. Now, a circular chest, that's a step
Well, I took everything we threw
sideways
out.
from quick chess.
I took everything we threw out with quick chess and tripled it and put it on this board. No, actually, this game here is it's a neat, like high-tech looking type of a game.
It sure is. Very outer space-like.
It's a fun thing. It's been featured in Forbes magazine and Popular Science, also carried in MIT's catalog. Even some of the high school textbooks have used it for geometrical problems.
Wow.
To work on.
How long ago did you come up with this?
This was
quick chess and everything.
3.5 years ago. This was the result of a dream. I had sleeping one night and a rook was going around in circles. Don't ask me why. I didn't even know.
Did you have a
results.
pizza before you went to sleep?
I don't know why. I must have saw a chess player.
It looks like slices.
But I drew the circular board. Don't ask me what made me think I could start a game business about it. But what happened was a friend of mine saw this and said, "Oh, can we make something to teach my kids?" And that's how this got started. And this is really the one that's really doing well. It's in all school catalogs. It's doing very, very well, and it's all as a result of this thing, which this is a great game, but it doesn't have the universal appeal that this does, although for chess players or people who are into more of a neat challenge, this is a fun game. It also comes with checkers, and on the reverse side, it has traditional chess and checkers, so it's a 4-on-1 game.
Whoa.
And as compared to this...
Now, this is AmeriGames International. You're probably rolling in the big bucks. Do you take a limo to the firehouse now? Just kidding. We have a phone call. Eli is on the phone. Hello, Eli. Welcome to the program.
Hi. I was wondering, with that chess thing, did you, invent that? Or,
Yes, Eli, yes, absolutely. I invented it.
Yeah, and I was wondering, you made it. Did you make it, into actual pieces?
Well, no, the pieces are actually standard pieces, and we tracked down a few companies, and we found one that made the right type of pieces that we felt.
No, I'm referring to the action figure one.
Oh, the action figures, yes. Another firefighter and we created the characters. We actually drew the pieces and designed them. And we designed them. We created them.
Oh, can you buy it and everything?
Okay, these characters are not available yet.
But you are going to market them eventually?
Well, actually, you're getting a sneak preview. These are going to come out in a computer program.
Oh, it's a computer game?
Well, computer game, and also you may very well see them as a TV action series. But right now, we're working on a computer game and a comic book. Right now we have a mini coloring comic book that will be coming with the game starting in November and featuring the characters, where this is a prototype of the comic book, and you color in the characters as you learn how they move. And we do have a lot of demand they want to see these action heroes, and they base their powers on the chess figures. They have a mystical chess set where they get their powers from and merge with. And you'll see them in a computer game for the fall of '96. And sometime between now and then, you may also see them in a comic book. But the mini comic book will be coming with the game starting this November.
Thank you for calling, Eli. That was a good bunch of questions.
Very good,
Look
Eli.
at the enthusiasm you're drumming up just from this appearance. So this is great. I want to thank you so much, Joe, for coming here and being on the show and showing us all this wonderful stuff. Thanks for being our chess expert. And lots of luck with this. Take it and run with it. This is great. And where can I get
Well, you can get it in any Noodle Cadoodle store on Long Island. And they're great big stores. And also, if people want to get them by mail order, they can get them at 1-800-3-GAMES-3.
3-Games-3. I like that. Well, thanks again for being on the program. We're going to take a look at the American Guitar Museum. Chris Ambadges is going to be here showing off the guitar collection. It's in New Hyde Park, but we're going to look at it right here on You're the Expert. Don't go away.
Come on inside and I'll show you around. We have a lovely D'Acquisto here that's on loan. D'Acquisto was considered the greatest guitar builder alive today. He passed away around 6 months ago. An instrument like this is an oval hole New Yorker, was around $50,000 when he passed away, and you had to wait 3 years for one. These are all hand-carved the way violins were made, and some of the best guitars in the world are D'Acquistos. D'Acquisto learned from D'Angelico. We have some D'Angelico instruments back here if you'd like to take a look. D'Angelico built guitars and mandolins and one baby jazz ukulele that's right here in the cradle. It's the only one in existence. He built this instrument in 1932, and it's truly a one of a kind. We have collectors coming from all over the world to see this instrument. This is where we do all our repair work and support the museum. We make our living doing repairs and restorations. We service all different great stars. We have serviced George Benson, Les Paul, Allman Brothers, Vernon Reid from Living Colour. And that's how we keep the museum alive. We do all our clean repair work in this room. Downstairs we have our wood shop, and that's where all the dusty work gets done. These are some x-rays that we've used for different guitar problems. The one in the center is the most popular one that we have to take. And very often we have a situation where a guitar player has a guitar that he loves, but the neck is a little too thick for him. So the wood has to be shaved from the back of the neck, and we have an actual size x-ray showing us where the truss rod is. If we start shaving a neck and we take too much wood off and expose the truss rod, the instrument is pretty much trashed. So we have to be very, very careful when taking and shaving a neck down. That's where we use the x-ray most often.
The American Guitar Museum, New Hyde Park, New York. You're watching You're the Expert, and I'm here. I'm Bill Polchinski, by the way, who you're also watching. And I'm here with Chris Ambadges. Is the accent on the second syllable Ambadges? Ambadges. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
And you're the founder and
curator and
guru of the American Guitar Museum. How long has the museum been in existence?
Well, the museum was started 3 years ago by it was about 10 guitar players, all got together and pooled their resources and turned this old farmhouse into a museum of 3 floors of guitars.
Ooh. Now, you ran a guitar shop in Queens.
Yes.
For a number of years, and that was the...
It was called Chris's Music. It was right opposite St. John's University.
How'd you come up with that name?
No, that was started, and we were right across from the college, and that's how the business grew, and that's where I did most of my collecting.
Mm-hmm. About how many pieces do you own in your guitar collection?
Probably close to 100 guitars.
Whoa!
Banjos, mandolins, ukuleles.
Now, you multiply your collection by 10. You said about 10 guitarists got together. So that's a lot of guitars to be storing around the house, around the garage, around the attic.
That's right.
So I guess you needed a farmhouse to store them all in.
It was really ideal. It's a real quaint building. It was built in 1920, and it was lovingly restored by guitar players.
Oh, that's nice. Does it have a lot of inlay all over the place, mother of pearl and things like that?
You'll find samples of every type of guitar parts, woods, old world lutherie tools, and some of the rarest one-of-a-kinds in the world.
Ooh. We have some videotape, and you can watch on the monitor over there. See, if I say over there, it's really over there. Okay, now what are we looking at here? We're looking at an Elvis clock shaking its hips over there.
This is our little hands-on room where people that visit the museum can actually try out vintage instruments and actually see what they feel like. There's a Lucite guitar. This is in the main room. This is the map of the United States made by Gibson Guitars. This is a Fender Stratocaster. It never belonged to Jimi Hendrix,
But that was the type of
He
instrument
did,
he used.
and he did play on this particular one. It belonged to a friend of his. It's a 65 Olympic white. These are some national guitars. Gibson from 1915, that black one. This is a DeQuisto. DeQuisto guitars are considered to be one of the top two greatest guitars in the world. DeQuisto learned to build guitars from D'Angelico. We'll go into that later. These are all different types of different arch tops through the period. Right here I'm playing this new Ovation Adamus guitar, which has a top of only 50,000ths of an inch thick.
Whoa. You could put your finger through that thing.
This is a very interesting piece. This one is on loan. It's the Yeroshkin harp guitar. It was built in 1910 Russia.
Whoa.
And that's a real interesting piece. And that's our pride and joy there in the cradle. And that's a Les Paul model that was owned by Les Paul, and Les gave that to me around 10 years ago. That's our country western corner right there.
Very
old
nice.
Paramount banjos that belonged to my teacher, Jack Hotop, who passed away. And all kinds of country western things in that area.
That's nice. Do you have a Gretsch Roundup in that corner there?
We have a 6121. This is a very nice exhibit that was donated by D'Andrea Manufacturing. If you have a pick in your pocket, there's a 90% chance it was made right here in Westbury by D'Andrea Manufacturing. These are some x-rays that we use. On occasion, we have to take x-rays of instruments.
To see what's inside there, if anyone's smuggling
locate truss
anything into the
rods.
country.
No, cutting wood. Well, we can go into that if you'd like.
No.
Yeah.
We have a phone caller. Who's on the line? It's Garth. Welcome to the program, Garth.
Well, thank you very much. One, I'm very interested to find out where this museum is located. And also, I wanted to know, I'm in the market to buy just a regular acoustic guitar, not a classical. And I wanted to know what your guest thought was one of the better models to buy between $400 and $800.
In a classical guitar, between $400 and $800.
Yes.
An instrument like that, you will probably end up buying a Japanese instrument. And you will probably get a solid spruce top at least, and maybe a solid rosewood back and sides. You really have to look into these things. Sometimes the instruments are not solid woods, even though the catalogs list them as being spruce top. You have to really read between the lines to find out about that.
Okay, is a solid wood guitar the better guitar to buy?
Absolutely. A solid wood guitar will mature with time. The wood will dry and vibrate more and mature and sound better as it gets older.
Okay, and what if I was going to buy just a regular acoustic guitar with, regular seal strings? What are the best models around up to 800?
Up to 800, I would buy, you're certainly in a nice price category to pick up one of the new Martin D1 instruments, or Guild has a new line also that starts at around, discounted here in New York, probably around $400 to $600. And they are magnificent instruments for the money.
Okay, great. And also I want to find out where this museum is located.
We're at 1810 New Hyde Park Road. That's the Long Island Expressway to exit 34.
Exit 34?
Yes.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you, Garth. Now, you were talking about spruce top, rosewood. What does that all mean in terms of guitars and what we're looking for? What's the difference between a spruce top, for instance, and a concrete top guitar?
Well, the top of the instrument is really the heart of the sound. It's made out of spruce. That's the same material, that's the same type of wood that would be used on the soundboard in a piano or the soundboard on a violin.
Mm-hmm.
This particular instrument is a carved spruce top. If you look at it from a side view, there's a dish that's with a belly in the center.
May I just hold this up here so the camera can get a shot of this? Whoa.
And these instruments, nowadays, when you see arch top instruments, very often they start out with a thin piece of plywood and heat it and bend it to shape. This, they start out with a piece of wood that may be an inch and a quarter thick, and they carve it down and they carve the arch in. When the wood is carved, it's shaped in more of a relaxed form rather than when you press it and it's stressed. So it will sound better.
Okay, we have another call. We have Bob on the line. Welcome to the program, Bob.
Hi, how you doing?
Okay, how are you?
My father has a D'Angelico New Yorker, and I was told that it's very valuable. I was wondering why it's so special and what it's worth.
Well, start off with, is it a D'Angelico Cutaway New Yorker or a standard New Yorker?
What do you mean by cutaway? It has F-holes in the front.
Well, they all will have F-holes. Does it have a cutout in this area?
Yes, it does.
Well, that's probably the most valuable of all the D'Angelicos.
That's good news.
And is it a blonde or sunburst? Do you know? Is it this color?
No, it's lighter.
It's a lighter one. Yeah, a blonde New Yorker cutaway is probably the most valuable of all the archtop instruments.
Mm. And the New Yorker, we were discussing before that this is a D'Angelico, and the headstock, which is the top where the tuning pegs are, I don't want to get all technical on you here, but this part up here, let me just hold this up here. This is called the headstock, and this is very reminiscent. Anyone who's played guitar probably got the Mel Bay book of guitar chords, and Mel Bay was playing a New Yorker in those photos. Right. Was your dad Mel Bay?
No, he wasn't.
Oh, okay. But, yeah, that sounds like you've got quite an instrument there.
The most luxurious.
Okay. Thanks for calling, Bob. Jim, you're on the phone. Welcome to You're the Expert.
Yes, thank you. My friend wants to transport a violin across the United States, like by UPS or something like that. It's very old, and of course it's made of wood. What's the safest way to do that?
Well, the first thing I would do is have the instrument appraised and find out exactly what it's worth. Very often people have these old violins and they're worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then, you know, if it's a very valuable instrument, it should be crated.
Okay, do you put like, the popcorn stuff around it, or?
Well, we don't ship that many violins. We ship guitars very often, and we put them in their hard shell cases, which are, you know, the average hard shell case, if it's an old instrument, might be 50 years old. The violin, if the case is 200 years old, you'll need a little more protection. But violins, they probably will make it there in a cardboard carton with a lot of packing material. However, if it's a real valuable instrument, I would put it in a wood crate.
Great. Thank you very much for the help.
Okay, thank you very much. We're on You're the Expert talking guitars, and so here's another violin question from Amy. Hi, Amy. Welcome to the program. Amy, are you there? I think Amy is, she realized we were talking about guitars and said, well, I want to call it the violin show. She's fiddling around somewhere, but we're non-violent here. We're very peaceful. So we have some phone calls. I don't know if you saw earlier in the show, we have a photo of the week, and people are calling with captions. So rather than disconnect what we're doing here, why don't we play some blues here? Sure. Just see if I can find my guitar pick, because I brought my guitar. And why don't we jam a little? And we have Aisha with a caption for our photo of the week. Can we take a look at that photo? And just give me a key there, and we'll just... Hi, Aisha.
Hi.
How are you?
Bye.
Where are you from?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, I heard of that. That's near Queens, isn't it?
No, Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah.
And you have a caption for our photo of the week?
Yes.
And what is it?
The two men on dirt bikes.
Two men on dirt bikes. Very nice. You hang in there and make sure we have your phone number so we can call you back. We have a couple more callers. Thank you, Aisha.
Okay.
Now we have, okay, thank you. We have a call from Kevin. Kevin, how are you? Welcome.
Yeah, I'm very good. How you doing there, Bob?
Good. I'm not Bob. He's Chris.
Oh,
I'm Bill.
Sorry about that. All right, my caption is, pardon me, do you have any Grey Poupon?
Oh, very nice. It looks like he's wearing Grey Poupon, doesn't he? Yeah, that's a good one, Kevin. Okay, hang in there. Make sure we have your phone number. Okay, thank you. And now we have a phone call from Andy. Hello, Andy. Welcome to the program.
Hi.
How are you?
Made out of mud.
Made out of mud. I like it. Good call. Make sure we have your phone number so we can put you in the running for our photo of the week. Thank you so much. Now we're going to play some blues here. You want to? Yeah. Can blue men play the whites? That's for sure. We have Randy on the phone. Randy, you have a guitar question.
Hey, I want to know how to tune a guitar really good.
How to tune a guitar really good? That's a good question there. Okay, Chris, you're the professional here.
Well, you can use the best accurate way to do it is with a electronic tuner, a tuning fork. Electronic tuner is probably the best way to go nowadays.
That is really
very
trouble-free, and that tells you right on the line.
And you tune the guitar visually.
Yeah, I think of all the years we tuned by ear, by tuning fork, in loud places, noisy places, holding our guitars up to our ears, trying to get that bone conduction happening. We have another phone call. Who's on the line? Joe, welcome to the program. How are you?
Hi.
Hi.
I have a caption.
Oh, you have a caption?
Yeah, okay, it's a little longer than the other one.
Oh, it's a little longer than the other one?
Yeah, okay, at the bottom it says, Mudman with his trusty sidekick, the Mighty Mud. Okay, and then the passenger, this is Mighty Mud, he's saying, hey Mudman, the Mudmobile will never catch up with the Mad Mud. The driver says, I know Mighty Mud, we'll just have to use our super special Mega Mighty Mud machine.
Did you ever think of getting into the comic book business? That's great. Please make sure we have your phone number and we'll put you in the running for our caption. Our judges are busy in the control room figuring out the best caption. Is this fun or what? You can't beat this.
This is great.
Okay.
A little ventures, maybe?
A little venture? Sure. My father plays guitar. My father is going to be 78 years old, and about 5 years ago, he decided he wanted to play guitar. He practices so long every night. If I practiced the way he practiced, I would be, Joe Satriani would be carrying my guitar case for me. For those of you who don't know anything about guitars, this is all technical, but Keith, you're on the phone. You have a question. Welcome to You're the Expert.
Yeah, I'd like to know how much this guitar I got. It's a Fender Stratocaster.
Ooh.
My dad gave it to me.
And you want to, turn it in and get some cash for it?
I don't know. Should I keep it or is it
Trade it in on some video games, maybe? No, don't do that.
How much do you think it's worth?
New Stratocaster?
Well, Fender Guitars has built guitars to fit every price range now. It could be $150. It could be $1,900.
Well,
We would need more information.
I don't know, it's red. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. He bought it for me for my birthday.
Well, it's still a Fender Stratocaster, and they are all a lot of fun to play on.
Yeah. Do you play guitar?
I just started. I've been taking lessons for about 2 months.
How do you like it?
Fun.
Great way to meet girls.
Yep.
Thanks for calling. We want to take a look at this vintage instrument you have right next to you here. If we can take a look at that, I'll put this down if you want me to hold your.
Sure.
Of course, you got the priceless.
That's my priceless
instrument, but we want to know what that one is because that looks like.
Well, these are
the year one.
These are little props that we have at the museum, and we get a lot of children in for tours, schools, Boy Scout troops, Girl Scouts. And a lot of them don't have any experience with strings at all. And this really breaks it down to the most common denominator. Basically, you have a string stretched over a regular cigar box, and this one is made out of a cookie tin. You strike the string, and it resonates over the hollow box. And when you show a kid that when you shorten the string, the pitch goes up, they get the full idea of how all stringed instruments work. So kids really get a hands-on experience on how these stringed instruments work. We have all other kinds of props also, just for the kids.
Can you jam out on that guitar? Well,
I didn't tune with you.
Oh, you have to tune that thing.
Well,
we have about 30 seconds here, but I wish you'd tell us a little bit about this guitar because this is your pride and joy. And
well, this is my favorite guitar. This is a D'Angelico XL.
Now, is that a Long Island manufacturer, D'Angelico?
D'Angelico built guitars in Manhattan. He was down on Kenmere Street. He built a total of 1,164 guitars in his lifetime, all by hand. He built them from 1932 till he passed away in 1964. And his apprentice, Jim DeQuisto, took over. He passed away 6 months ago. Both of these type of instruments, the DeQuistos and the Angelicos, are very often compared to Amati and Stradivari in the violin world.
Oh, that's fantastic. I want to thank you so much, Chris, for being on the program. The American Guitar Museum, it's on New Hyde Park Road in New Hyde Park. So that's easy to remember. And you accept groups of students coming in there, and people can come in off the street, and you're open
7 days a week.
7 days a week. Give them a call, stop down there, see them. Thanks so much for being on You're the Expert. We're going to take a little break. You're watching the Extra Help channel. We're going to be back with Judy Caston making old picture frames look new. Stay right here. Go Yankees.
My wish is to visit my grandparents on their farm and pet the cats and ride the horse and just be able to see them.
My wish is to meet the Golden State Warriors basketball team.
My wish is to get a computer to help me in school. I wish I had a mountain bike because I really enjoy being outdoors.
I like dinner.
These kids aren't asking for very much. Please, help us give it to them.
Hurricanes, tornadoes, and floods are disasters that catch many families unprepared. Please don't let that happen to you. Take time now to prepare a disaster plan. Discuss when and how to evacuate your home in a hurry. If you aren't told to leave, find the safest place in your home to gather during a storm. If your family is separated, know where to meet or whom to call to check in. Pack a disaster supplies kit with essential personal items, including prescription medicine and eyeglasses, a radio, flashlight, extra batteries, food, and water. Most importantly, stay tuned to your radio during an emergency. If you are told to evacuate, know the route to safety. Then grab your kit and go. Make protecting your family your first concern. Contact your Red Cross chapter. We'd like to help by providing you these important publications. Remember, someone is depending on you.
Welcome back to You're the Expert. I'm Bill Polchinski, your host, and we're having a great time tonight. I'd like to get right to our next expert. It's Judy Caston. Welcome to the program. You are a former kindergarten teacher, and you are a calligrapher extraordinaire.
Thank you.
And you do calligraphy and belong to a number of associations associated with calligraphy. But tonight you're here to give us something that's really helpful. People always have pictures, people have works of art, and they want to frame, and frames can sometimes be expensive, and there seems to be a world of frames, as I said, out there in yard sales, garage sales.
Up in the attic?
Up in the attic, by people's trash cans on the side of the road. So what happens when we find an old, crummy picture frame and we want to make it like new? How do we do that?
Here we go. Let's take this really ratty-looking old frame that's been nicked and scratched, and rather than trying to sand it and fix it,
Let me take a look at this. Let me just hold it here.
right? Rather than trying to sand it and fix it,
A little
we're not-
wobbly, too.
Well, we can stick a nail in it later, but instead of trying to fix it, we're going to just
We're
make
going to
it
eat
work.
it. We're going
We're
to
gonna
eat
it, right?
Great.
So let's take this, and if you put it down, you can
Can we
have
see
some
this?
fun, and let's just put some scratches into it.
Whoa.
Make some crisscrosses here.
Oh, I can do that too?
You can do it.
Oh, great. Yeah, oh, that's a little wavy. Is
That's
that all right?
fine, sure.
Hey, I'm not an expert at this.
Okay,
yet,
well,
but I'm
that's
learning.
great.
I like those waves, though.
Yeah, the waves are great. You might want to do the whole thing. Then we'll just sand it a little, just to get a little bit of it off, and take a little tacky cloth and just get some dust off it. Take some Rub and Buff, which comes in golds and silvers.
Rub and Buff. It
Rub
sounds
and
like
Buff?
some kind of magazine that you get down in Times
You
Square.
can have some fun with it. You
Rub
can
and Buff
use your
magazine.
fingers, but this is a little neater. So if you just want to take that
Yeah.
and just rub over it,
Yeah, I'm rubbing and buffing.
rubbing and buffing.
My mother paints, and she's always buying frames at yard sales and whatnot, and she's
take a little more.
watching right now. She's going to love this.
Okay, this is great because after you've done this, and then you can give it a little wipe with a cloth,
Uh-huh.
what you're going to end up with is something really pretty elegant.
Whoa.
So now you have a gilded frame and...
Time-lapse photography.
Yes.
And this is very elegant. This is nice. Just little forks. Now, can I leave this somewhere where my cat could do this thing if I'm too busy to do it
I
with
wish you had brought your cat today. But
I might bring my cat next week. It's Friday the
Okay.
13th, and she's a black cat. Yeah. Okay, that's a great, that's the fork method.
That's the fork treatment. Now
Okay.
we're going to go on to something a little more artistic.
Ooh.
And we're starting with this really ugly, cheap frame. Now that is really,
That poor frame.
that's
Being
really
called ugly and cheap
not
on,
very
on
nice.
TV.
But we're going to pretend that we've painted it with a coat of black, just craft
this
paint.
is a simulated frame that we're looking at. This is a piece of wood as if we painted this here frame black.
Right, to save time.
Okay.
So we're going to pretend that we've painted that with some black craft paint.
Okay.
And now we're going to take some white paint, which I've put into this little plate.
Yeah.
And I have a little natural sponge, which I'm just going to dab in here. And take a little bit of it off.
Okay.
And now you're going just to do a little dabbing all
a little
around.
dab will do ya, Brill Cream. It looks so debonair. If I get any on you, I apologize.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay.
Oh, perfect.
Oh,
okay.
perfect, she said.
Perfect.
That makes me feel like $1 million
Now,
bucks.
going to take this very fancy tool and just dip it through to the white paint
Okay.
and make some squiggly lines or some, if you're nervous and you shake a little, that's fine.
Oh,
so, why don't
so
you
the
try
whole
that?
idea is to
Right, we'll
find a feather and get the feather.
That's it. And any way you do it will make some just like the veins in marble.
Oh, yeah. Marvelous. I'm getting a little heavy-handed here, but
That's
I see the
okay.
technique.
And if you had too much white and you decided you wanted more black, you could go back, wait for this to dry, and then sponge on some black on top. So you can keep playing back and forth until you get it.
And if you
just
don't
the
like
way
that,
you
you can
want.
add more white, and soon you'll have this much paint on it.
Right.
Yeah. And so this is what we end up with.
Right, and then I didn't like this very garish-looking cheap gold, so I took some of the Rub and Buff in silver
Uh-huh.
and rubbed it on here.
And that's all that
changed
is.
And that's all it is.
Ooh.
And very quick and easy.
Very nice.
Okay. Next
Okay,
thing
what
is
else?
that
This is great.
people who do all sorts of crafts and hobbies have drawers full of things that they buy because they think they're going to use them someday, and all they do is keep the drawers warm. So now we're going to take them out.
Keep the
And
yeah.
I bought these button covers thinking that they would just be the cat's meow, and they weren't the cat's meow when I got them home.
They're the fish's meow.
Right. So I'm going to take the button covers,
Okay.
and they came with this little clip on the back.
Just want to point out this little nick that we're
Right.
talking about in the frame,
You
which
can just remove those.
otherwise crumbs up the frame.
Yep. And we're going to take some thick glue. This is thick designer glue.
Designer glue.
And you could use a heat gun. And we're going to take some of these shapes. And we're going to take this frame, which is really a nice frame, an interesting shape.
Yeah,
but it's
except
got
for
some
that.
bad nicks.
Yeah.
And again, we could go and sand it and fill it and do all those kind of things, but instead we're just going to camouflage them with a little fish. Let's try it this
Let's
way.
put it this way, yeah.
Okay.
Those bad nicks.
Right.
They're
Now,
not the same since Riley left.
I put some tacky stuff on there just to hold these for a minute so we wouldn't have to wait for the glue to dry. But you could put them around. And here are some more things I found in my craft drawer. I don't know what they are. I have no idea.
Buttons,
but
maybe?
Maybe. I don't know.
Tiny little
But
sewer covers with
That's
waffles.
it. Now they're bubbles.
Oh.
Or you could take a paint pen or a paintbrush and draw bubbles.
Draw your own bubbles.
Write a fish story or something on there and have a lot of fun.
That's great. Ah, nice work. Look at that. It's simple. It's easy. It doesn't cost you an arm and a leg.
Okay. In my craft drawer, I also had some of these corner things. And
look at these corner things.
they were for jewelry or something. I'm not quite sure. But if you have a frame that's pretty nice on the sides, but not too well put together on the corners, you can just put something. It doesn't have to be these. It could be any kind of thing. It could be one of your fish or something, and glue those on the corners, and now that's
and you
pretty
painted
elegant.
those with the standard gold paint that you can get in any paint, art, and craft store?
Right. All the supplies are things that you either have at home or that you could pretty easily get.
All right. Let's take a look at one more frame here.
Okay. This one is stars and celestial
Did you buy
things.
this way?
No. That was a really ugly frame underneath. It was coming apart. It was all knit, and it was
This
really...
is fabric on here. This is some kind of material.
That's it. It's fabric ribbon from the craft store. It comes in rolls.
Oh, let's, all righty. And all you did was wrap this all around here.
Right. I have a
come
piece
up with
of
this effect.
Right. I have a piece of a frame for you to try. This is a pretty ugly one. And this is some pink ribbon that's very similar.
I
So this
see
might be
it.
for a child's room. And you could take...
I've got to wrap us up here because
Okay.
we're running out of time. But this is,
Fine.
you show us how we're doing, and I have to tell us that we have a winner for our photo of the week, and it's Kevin. And Kevin's caption was, "Pardon me, do you have any gray poupon?" Thank you, Kevin. We're going to be sending out a Cablevision T-shirt to you. Thanks for calling in, all the rest of you. Thanks for watching. You're the expert. I want to tell you about who's going to be on the show next week. We have Georgia Wink, who is going to be doing some cake decorating. I love when we have dessert stuff on this show. We have Valerie Sherwood. I asked her if she'd like to be on the show, and she said sure would. And she's going to be doing ballet exercises. So it looks like I'm not going to have any dessert all week if I'm going to look good to do ballet exercises next week. And it's the return next week on Friday the 13th of Joe Barcelona. And he's going to have garage sale tips for us. And he's going to be showing us some of his garage sale finds and stuff like that there. So I want to thank all of you for tuning in tonight. Have a good weekend. Happy Columbus Day. And thanks to all our guests. Thanks for all our callers. Thanks to the crew. You guys do a great job, as usual. And we'll see you here next Friday night. I'm Bill Polchinski. This is You're the Expert. Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. I'm going to go back and do more frame stuff.
Okay.
Didn't Jimmy Durante say that there's a broken light for every heart on Broadway? Or was it there's a broken heart for every light on Broadway? Well, I know that after watching You're the Expert, I can say that there's an expert waiting to break into show business for every light on the Long Island Expressway. Where does he find those experts? I know you'll find me right here on Monday. You'll also find Lisa Janovich and Extra Help on during the morning every Monday through Friday, beginning at 9 from now on. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.